Hey, how's it going? So, I had this thought and I thought I'd share it with you. And it was when you go to the supermarket and you go through those doors, do you ever have to suppress the urge to say, Deck 4? Sorry. Well, actually, not really. so, I have been assembling a meal here that is usually prepared before or on the day of Thanksgiving. And I didn't actually do that on Thanksgiving. I was just home and I had a turkey, but it was I got it donated and I thought I would get like a turkey roll, little one Thanksgiving for one type deal, but they ended up giving me a whole turkey, which was good. And I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. Don't get me wrong, I love turkey. I grew up eating it and other meat and fully enjoying it. And, for a long time, understanding intellectually the maybe less than ethical and moral high ground the decision of doing that. But my feelings on that have evolved among other things. So I don't eat meat very often, and I try not to eat like factory produced meat because that's a terrible existence for the animal, and it doesn't translate into the food itself very well. And so I've had a number of phases of thought on that. But what I just quickly I'll say what I do now is if I do eat it, I let it know how much I appreciated its existence and that its life was given to help sustain me and maintain mine. And I'm grateful for that because it's torture from all the reporting. And I don't want to eat fear. That's not my deal. That's somebody else's thing. And so I also like to, having had jobs, I like to ask that whatever the people handling the food or any process between, dirt to table is what I like to say. Whoever hands it passed through, if it was like some guy sitting at a desk that was never in the same room with it but had to do with some part of the process, I want to include them too because, hey, spread the love. Because the other unlovely spreads too, and that's bad vibe food. And what I ask for is that however they were feeling then, that was maybe negative and got transferred, can retroactively be healed, and also that whatever they're going through presently, and just general good wishes for the future. So I made the turkey late because I didn't have a roasting pan, and it wasn't defrosted either. Before the night before Thanksgiving Day wasn't really defrosted fully until the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And then Monday I actually got a hold of a pan, and boy, it's one of those copper bottom pans, and I hadn't even seen one or thought about it for a while, so I forgot how well and fast they were to reported to cook, and it does. But what I did was, it was the turkey was a brand that I had gotten like years ago and I didn't ever really care for, so I was kind of like, going in, and I thought, whatever kind of shape it is, as far as what it tastes like or whatever, I'll deal with it. Like, I'll make turkey salad out of it, and other stuff will make it better. Because what the problem was, it was dry, and bland. It was sort of like eating mildly poultry flavored balsa wood. It was just not good. Um, I actually, I don't know if no, I prepared it, so no, well, I don't know. I was gonna say I have not made like a bad turkey because of my method, but it seems like it was one I got. So for whatever reason, it came out dry and bland, and I didn't like it. And then since then, I've learned to really enjoy not really the ones that you've heard of that have a big name, like Butterball, never been a favorite of mine, or like pretty much any of the big brand names you'd know. A market one, which at first I turned up my nose at, turned out to be like much better because it had less process done to it. So this was over an intervening period of many years that while I cooked turkeys, because I haven't done it very often since I'm single and it's a lot, you know. But I would go to like my aunt's house, for example, as much as I could. She's one of my favorite cooks in the world. She's so good. Oh my god. Okay, but and she totally inspires me in a lot of ways. In fact, my method I learned from her for cooking a turkey. So she had introduced me to honeysuckle white, which has like a sort of a honeysuckle scented flavor, like jasmine rice style, and they brine them. And at first, for like several 5-6 years after I learned about them, I was like so hot for them. And then as my tastes have evolved, it's too weird. It's so tender. It's like almost like eating something that is not what it's supposed to be at all. It's like the whole texture of it now, and I don't know if it's me, my palate that has changed, or my tongue that much, whatever it is. It's probably me. But I was not like all, gotta get one this year, for a couple of years. It's definitely me. Because it's been over a couple of years, and every time I think about it, I'm like less enthused. But anyway, that said, they're good though. They're good. If you want to eat a turkey, it's a good way to go. Except for the factory thing. But this other brand that I got it was Jennie-O, and so it turned out that it was brine. But the method that I was thinking that it may not be good, and that I possibly like end up giving it to my cat, so I didn't season it, and I cooked it breast down, which some people like to do. But when I do a turkey and I'm gonna, totally planning on eating it, which is not kind of the lane I'm in anymore, I'm all about the skin. I like to get it under a tent with the shiny side of the foil facing the food, and batten down the hatches really tight, and just let that puppy steam in its own juices, and it turns out really good. And then the last maybe 10-15 minutes, you don't want to go too long if you want it just perfect, or if I want it perfectly, like the color of my cabinet there, pretty much. And you take off the foil for that 15-12 minutes, whatever, and let the skin crisp up, and you pull it out, and you just let it sit there, and the inside is like, as I said, it's cooked in itself. So, oh my god, I'm having a real split of mind here. This is an act of duality in action. It's an event. It's grossing me out, but it sounds really good. But the skin is all crispy and like a skin chip. And I also like to do it with chicken, and I created a monster with one remain, like fighting over the skin on whatever the poultry was. Okay, sorry about that little digress there. But but the copper pan and the tent, I could smell it cooking. Like, I could smell that it was like, this is not like, I have cooked long enough where I know what it smells like when it's getting there, when it's done, when you better run over there and rip it out of the the stove before you make yourself a charcoal. Then that didn't happen. I just, okay. And I was like, oh, that's happening really fast. And I was like, oh yeah, the pan. Oh yeah, the pan. Like, ding, it finally clicked. Like, they do that. They cook faster and more better. And I knew that. I just kind of forgot for a second. But I came back in here and went to undo the tent, and I forgot that I was not doing the skin thing. And opened up the foil, and the turkey had poached pretty much, which was good because I figured, if it was nasty, I would be able to put it in the food processor and gradually have some fresh cat food. And it turned out the flavor was really good. It was like me and the cat had a little orgy of just raw, or not raw, oh my god, plain, undressed, unaccompanied, just meat. Well, not, yeah, I did damage. I don't know, actually, he got kind of a lot, and then it was like, I can't give him any more of this because it is salty as frick because of the brine. And I knew that while I was eating it, and I knew that I was going to create a monster with the cat who was like really dumb, but I can't deny him the pleasure. And so after we had our little fest, he was over there lappity lappity lap 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 lap. He drank like a whole bowl of water and another 3/4 of one, and I don't give him, I can't deny him. He's so forceful with his little personality. Anybody who's met him will tell you. Like, I was exercising earlier, and I was just sitting in my chair using I have like a peddler thing, and my legs are going up and down, and I'm watching, oh my god, new Steven Universe. That's gonna get a whole episode of its own. And I was just happy, just bubbles of happy coming off me, very pleased and feeling good to be, the exercising makes me feel good. And Kitty always wants to come sit when I feel good, like whatever. When I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write this, and this is my jam, and I'm in my groove. Kitty like wants to come jump on the computer, and so I'm sitting there watching my show, and I'm pedaling and trying to pay attention to it. And he's bumping my leg and making like he's gonna jump in my lap and distracting me, and I'm going, Kitty. How are you gonna sit on my legs going up and down? And he just jumps up there, so I'm sitting there. I can't hold this camera and pedal and anything. It's hard to type, text on it for me. So I get these sudden Vienna sausage fingers. But it was really cute. I don't know where I was going with that, but I couldn't hold the camera. I wanted to show it so bad. I'll get it together one of these days. So anyway, back to the turkey and stuff. So it turned out really good, and that's been now disarticulated so that I could return the pan. And it was good, easy, because the tent method, oh my god, I got like greasy everywhere, everything, of course, touching turkey pan and stuff, but I really didn't have to touch the turkey itself, except for, yeah. So, that's been all broken down, and it's ready to go in various turkey meals, and I'm gonna, okay, getting ahead of myself. So this is a butternut squash, one of these fellers, and some carrots, and most of it, like a big fat carrot, about foot long, and an onion, most of it onion. I think I cut one side off of it to be able to set it down and cut off the stem, and yeah, most of an onion. And a tomato, just because I had one and it was looking like it was getting kind of soft, and I don't like to waste anything anymore. And so that's what this is, along with drippings from the turkey pan. And what I'm making out of this, why I'm making this is going to be gravy. Yes, it is. And I think what I'm going to do is I have some actual carnation, little condensed milk cream in a can, and I may use that, but I also have like some aquafaba or pot liquor, as we call it, the water from. Well, I'm gonna use garbanzo bean water, I think, and I have some, and this is gonna be for like an extended, like a big, like I'm gonna have it for a while. Like I'm not gonna just make it. Obviously, I'm just one person. But just the vegetables were good. So they were just in here, and I cut up the onion and the carrot and put them in the scooped out seed hole of the squash and turned it upside down and let it cook like that under there. And then the tomato was out, and I added like, it's just like a regular, I don't know what this, one of these Pyrex pans. Hold on, let me see if I can look without braining myself. 9 by something. I don't know, or 13 by something, whatever. And I put in about half an inch of water, maybe, like, or a quarter, something, that much. Not very much. I just wanted it to, well, no, it had to be a half an inch, because less than that, it would have just, like, cooked up. And then to that, I just added some Mrs. Dash, and I to the wrong side, so instead of some and out of the big thing, so instead of just a sprinkle coming out, probably 2 tablespoons came out before I could stop it. I was like, ah! But I just added some more water and just went on, and then I just covered it with another tent. And I wish I would have remembered to use the parchment paper I just got to at least block some of the hot aluminum from coming right through, but heck, I forgot until I just decided to dry the seeds. Which I have some from last year that are dry in a jar, a glass jar, the safe way to store. And I may shell them or not, because I want to maybe just grind them and make a little powder and use them as a sort of binder to add to this. And the liquid, the actual like other liquid, will be the liver and gizzard water that or broth that I made with some bay leaves and anything else? Maybe nothing else. Oh, sage, duh, and some sage. And that'll be part of it. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, and then depending on what I feel like, I may use cream, I may use some seed powder. I may use the seed powder regardless. Whatever. I'll just like saute up some onion and garlic and make it. Well, I don't think it needs any more garlic than Mrs. Dash pound has made it pretty oniony. In fact, I just got like a tiny bit on my hand when I was scooping out the squash. I don't even know yet what it tastes like. Let's take a look with our mouth. Okay. Let's see here. There it is. Yes, I do not want you. But I do want you. And then I'll take my sage broth and my sauteed vegetables, and I'm seriously considering not using the weird enriched flour. Maybe I'll put some, I don't know. But I'm considering just zazzing up some oats that I may lightly toast and make oat powder as the to make my roux. I'm not going to need too much because I got this going on, and possibly the seed powder too, which will be another thickener. And just nutritional too, good nutritional value. So it's good. I haven't used any like salt, so it needs some of that. It's very sweet. It does need garlic. I'll add that when I make gravy. Anything else I have to do this? Probably. Oh, yeah. I'll probably run it through the food processor to smooth it out. You know, maybe I should get a food mill. I think I could really use one. So I'm always doing some kind of mashy, crushy thing. And this, you know, potato masher, I love it. It's not one of those silly, like, waffle pattern things with big spaces in them. I want, yeah, like, do you see that? It's diamonds. So it's very good compared to the alternative that's just a couple of wavy lines or something in between this and that. But yeah, food mill after this. Smooth. So now that I got it all made, probably will transfer it at a later point into a glass container and put it up, or several, and put them up. Oh, maybe I'll make some rice and just have some of this. That sounds good. So yeah, on Thanksgiving, what did I do? I had the Disney Plus trial and I watched some of The Mandalorian, which, oh boy, am I hooked on that. And like everybody, I'm totally susceptible to the Baby Yoda puppet. I know it's a puppet, but god dang it, that thing is cute. And the puppet master is so good at working it. What do I have to do now? Put this in the refrigerator, and wash some dishes. Oh boy. But that was super fun, watching the Disney Plus with all of the Star Wars, and I watched, I accidentally deleted one video, so I don't know if I've already said this before, but, brain fart. Well, oh yeah, I don't know if I had said before that I somehow escaped seeing Attack of the Clones, but I think that has to do with I don't like to go to theaters anymore because I have to pee too much, and so it's just become preferable to stay home, and then I can rewind, and you know I've got like some deficit in one of my ears, hearing in one of my ears, and so I mean, there's no problem hearing in the theater. You come out there with your hair blown out straight. Because the normal condition of mine is more like that than straight. Inside joke with me. Oh yeah, so I got the sage broth with the gizzards, and gotta put that up. And the last thing that I'm gonna need to do is I have this dish that I make now with purple cabbage and carrot and just whatever. Like, I'm gonna put corn and edamame in mine. Definitely raisins, and because it's like it's inspired by a Danish dish that I learned from a friend of mine that is different than what I'm going to do because I don't remember all the steps. But I will say that the one that she makes is a sweet and sour thing, and there's a currant jelly involved. So I got the raisins in there, which I put them in all kinds of stuff anyway, but I'm going to leave out the vinegar part. And, and grape jelly. That'll be my jelly component, because I think there's some sort of pectin thing that happens with the cabbage and onion, and it works really well. But that's going to be the rest of it. And, so yeah, I hadn't seen Attack of the Clones. Yeah, my mind's just going all over the place, as usual. And that was great. There was a lot to see, and break down. Still doing that. In fact, oh my god, I cannot get away from clones. I mean, that may be a true thing I just said. Like, there may be actual clones I can't get away from. There's been some kooky, unusual things happening in my actual life here on the side of the screen. Oh, I'm gonna take it down. It's good that this thing is set somewhere where it can't squirt out of my hand, or I'm not touching a bunch of buttons I don't mean to touch and that I don't know how to untouch. Still learning how to use this thing. What else? There's actually a lot of stuff of like, not necessarily Disney per se, but like properties, stuff made by properties under the Disney umbrella that I'm totally interested in seeing. But I'm like kind of pissed at them that their free trial, they charged me for the thing before it was over, and I didn't realize it was going to be almost $80. And they didn't wait for the trial to be over for me to decide if I wanted to pay that or not. Like, that's the purpose of the trial, as I understood it. But I mean, I understand that jargon changes, lexicon evolves, and new eras and new events have influences, and stuff all changes. Like, that's happening now. But seriously, I don't think that's what that is. I don't think it's a semantic thing. I think it was pretty sneaky. And do you not have enough income incoming, Disney? You've been around forever. Your fingers are in so many pies. Oh, okay. Sorry. I went there, so somebody else did too. Shut up. I mean, I know eventually I'll see what I want to see on there. Either I'll have to pay for it, and I'll have to do that when I'm more flush, which is going to happen. And I just think, can I decide if I want the trial or not? Like, don't charge me until it's finished. Or am I allowed to make the choice, or is it just, that's just what we say. Place all of your cash in the slot. Social commentary. Chair on a box. Wheelchair, that is. Oh, God. That was bad. Sorry. Okay. I think I'm done. Wouldn't you say? Had enough? Thank you and good night.